everyone. Greetings to the channel AllatRa TV in Dubai. Today we are in a beautiful dental clinic of Dr. Leila Hariri. We are very happy to be here. Thank you for the invitation, Leila.
Thank you so much for having me. It's a pleasure to be on this television channel as I'm learning more about it. It's a TV channel from the soul, and I think this is something that, especially nowadays, we all need more about.
Thank you so much. And I have to admit that I love your clinic. I know this place. It's a very special place there. Despite their reason why people come here, everyone feels so comfortable as at home. And
Thank
even
you.
children, they don't feel fear. Then they come here. They are always happy to see you. They are always happy to come. I know that you come from nice and beautiful California, and can you tell us a little bit about your way, how you came from the United States to Dubai?
Sure, definitely. I actually grew up in the States, and I was there all my life since the age of 3. Originally born in Iran, and when the revolution came, we left for the States, and I grew up in Washington, state of Washington. And then after that, I went on to California to do my dental studies at UC San Francisco and practiced there for a few years, actually. Went further south to San Diego and practiced in San Diego. And then it was the decision of whether I should open up my clinic there versus coming to this part of the world where my mom had recently moved back from years of living in the US to Iran. And I thought, what's the best, safest, closest place to Iran? And it was Dubai. And now Dubai is my home.
I know that this place is very special because of atmosphere. And then I come here, I always feel that it's very nice and lovely and friendly atmosphere between you and your colleagues, people who work for you. And also I saw how attentive they are between each other. So can you please tell me what is the key to this? How do you manage?
My vision was actually to open up a clinic where it's all about the team. First, the patient experience, but the patient experience has to have the team because I believe patients notice everything. And when they see the team, they're at more ease and they know that they're given the best service. And that's exactly what has happened with each of my doctors. I feel I hand-selected them from the tree. And we all come to the table every day. The purpose is to make the clinic better. No one is in it for their own benefit, but as a whole. And that has made it happen, basically.
Clue idea is to make this place good and special for the others,
Exactly.
not for yourself only.
Absolutely. I want them to come to work because we spend, as we all know, the majority of our life at work. And I want this to be a pleasant place where they come and they can share their experiences with patients and with their fellow workers and feel at ease. And that gives them a better chance, as I say, as dentists, patients feel our hands, the energy we give them. So if we have the energy, we pass it on to our patients.
That example also proves that people can do anything and any dream of them can become true. So I would like from this point of view to ask a question. How do you see the medicine of the future, the medicine of the creative and constructive society?
With meditation and yoga and the heart, thinking more, like we say, less with the logic and more with the soul.
Like more preventive as well?
Yes, everything is preventative, actually. Going back to true medicine too, and I practice a lot of preventative dentistry. My patients know I try to educate everybody about how we can stay away from the bigger issues if we practice preventative dentistry. And honestly, I say this every day to patients with a big smile. I say, I want to tell you that you have the most amazing teeth and you have no issues. And it's all about prevention.
Yeah, that's amazing. So the healthcare of the future also means to have a self-awareness of every patient about the balance, about how he or she feels, right?
Right.
This is why we speak also about meditation.
Yes. It's more about the spirit. having a healthy spirit, mind. I think everything else kind of falls in place.
I spoke to you this weekend. You told me that you were celebrating the festive day.
Yes.
Can you tell us
Of
more
Nowruz.
about? Yes.
So Nowruz actually was a time when, and it still is, exactly when spring starts. And it goes back to the time, the Zoroastrians, and it's about think good, speak good, and do good. And it's a celebration that families get together. We set up a table with, it's called the Hafseen, with 7 items, and these are particularly chosen for reasons that in our language starts with the letter Sin. And it's a beautiful way to bring about springtime in our new year.
That's amazing. I know that in many countries nowadays people celebrate this festive day, and it's always about good, about unity, about meeting people, being friendly. It's a lovely atmosphere.
Yes, it's in the Zoroastrian time it was do good and don't do harm, no evil. No. And it's very basic, and I think this goes across all religions. The basis of all religions is to do good and no harm.
Like spirit of a human being is above all religions. It's like something we know from inside.
Yes, yes, very true, very true.
What is the true role of a woman in the contemporary society?
From my experience, actually, I believe that a woman can do anything that she's passionate about. As long as you're passionate about it, you'll do amazing with it, and you'll have love for yourself, and you can give back love. Because as much as, again, touching upon, if we're filled with the love and passion, we pass it on to everybody around us, and we pass that good energy. For me, it's worked out that as a career woman, I was very fortunate to choose dentistry, which I'm thoroughly passionate about. And I balance this and the children by basically, when I'm here, I wear my doctor's hat, but as soon as I go home, I wear my mommy's hat, and it's all about the kids, what they want to do. And this gives me extra joy because I feel like I've balanced it both, and I think I've done a pretty good job.
So what I heard now is you are talking a lot about giving, and also then we spoke about your clinic, also we spoke about giving. So how is it really important to give?
To not think about just yourself and what about me, because that doesn't let anybody grow. So one of the things that's very important in this clinic is, how do I make it, and honestly every day I think about this, how do I make everybody really feel happy and see themselves long-term here? And this clinic can be a part of their lives, not just a place of work. And I think that's the biggest strength that this clinic has, is that it's about giving to, first the staff, the doctors, and then that in return gives as a whole to our patients.
And another thing that I felt in your clinic, there is no competition. Like between people who work here, there is an atmosphere of mutual help. And anywhere else in our life, we hear about the competition is important, it's part of our life, and seeing places like your clinic that there is no competition, and how nice and pleasant is the atmosphere. What would you say about your experience? Like, it's a bit different from what is being promoted nowadays.
Yes, competition can be good, but not when you're working under the same roof. Competition is, I think it can lead to failure because bottom line, we need to all be in it together and learn from our mistakes. The issue is that a lot of people have is they don't realize that the growth is dependent upon me learning 1% every day. So if I can share something that has happened in my room that wasn't necessarily good, then why should we repeat this in the other rooms? And if they can share something that has worked really good, well then let's all share it and we all grow together. And yes, and we have morning huddles, we do weekly with the staff and the doctors, and we ask them, please help us to grow 1% a day. And this is all about non-competition, not having a competitive environment.
Yeah, because you grow better in the creative and constructive environment.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And the experience you are having in this community, how do you see it? Could it be helpful to the bigger communities, like if you use the same experience in such big communities as cities, countries, and the world all over it?
I mean, we see it now. If the world was not in competition with each other on multiple levels, maybe we wouldn't be in which situation we are now, possibly. So 100%, I believe that, it starts small like this. This is itself a community, and then it goes to my neighbors, whether medical, dental, or any businesses, then to the city, bigger the countries, and, on and on and on. Yeah.
Also, I know that your team here is very much multinational. And how do you manage to communicate, to find the language which all of you understand very well? Nowadays, we read in the newspapers and in mass media that people of other nationalities or people of other religions, they are our enemies. Mm-hmm. So very often we see this information. And how do you see it from your perspective?
I believe we're our own enemies. Nobody is our enemy. Here I have a lovely Spanish community that comes to the clinic from one of my dentists who caters to the Spanish community. We have the Italian community from my doctor who's Italian, my surgeon, implantologist. We have multinational. We have my orthodontist who is an American born but a Libyan descent. And myself in Iranian descent, but American again. I thoroughly believe in this multiculture, and that's the only way that we can have a deeper understanding beyond ourselves.
And how do you think, what unites all people despite nationalities, races, religions? What unites us all?
Sports and music. Like I said, I always think sports and music does. We have this thing that in the morning before we start, when the girls come, they listen very loudly to music, and it just sets everybody in a good mood as they walk in. This is before patient starts, obviously, and I think that unites us. And thank God to the English language, as you were asking, how do we all speak the same language besides the language of the heart? Thank God for English. We all speak very good English. So yes, we're united in that.
And where is the key to your success as a mother? How do you see, what helps parents have good relationship with children?
To not see your child as your child that you can push upon them, necessarily your shortcomings in life, that you want to make them somebody who you weren't, or what you were lacking as yourself, or you were lacking and you are lacking, to give them the freedom, the space to again find their passion, because I found my passion. And naturally, if you find your passion, you'll be successful, no matter what it is. And that gives the need to give them the space, not to just hover over them as the helicopter moms that we always said.
And can you give an example from your life of the situation that you made a choice between being a helicopter over-controlling mother to a good...
I actually grew into this. I think I was more of the helicopter mom as the kids were younger. And it was partly the kids themselves as they grew. Now I have 2 teenagers that they kind of, I felt the resistance at one point, but I had to step back and ask myself, now is the time, Leila, to really figure it out for myself, go back to the truth within. And I thought, you know what, these are 2 intelligent boys. They don't need me to, actually, I could get them on the wrong path or put them in a position that they could outsmart me. Why am I trying to tell them what is right, what is wrong? We tell them, but we kind of let it just sit in their ears and let them decide at the right moment, everything that mommy has told me, how I want to juggle it with the real life outside. but not to put them in a position each time and try to remote control them. That's a definite no-no.
That's a very good point, remote control. Recently we started to talk with people, and we even created the term creative and constructive society. We say this is a society in which every human being on the earth will feel comfortable and happy. Can you describe what kind of society would it be for you?
A giving society, again, not putting anybody in the center, letting go of our egos, most likely, and going back to thinking about giving, because once you give, I think it comes back to you tenfold. You know, no need, there's no shortcomings in life. There's no need to, going back to what I do, people say, don't you feel the competition? Again, this is the competition from around you, because in Dubai especially, there's a lot of dental clinics. I mean, this is one thing, that there's just a lot of dental clinics. And I tell them, no, actually, I don't fear that at all. There is plenty of patients for all of us. No need to grab on one and, you know, and try to grab as much as you can. It will come. Just do the right thing, be your best at what you do, and everything else falls into place.
Exactly, that's very interesting. And let's speak about attention. What is your understanding? What is attention of a human being, and how we use it, and how it should be used?
To be attentive, to be in the moment, I would say. Mindfulness, that comes to mind. I don't know why, but really being in the moment. Like when I'm working on a patient, I try to put everything else aside, everything, and just be, you know, treating that patient from head to toe, actually, not just the tooth. These teeth are live soldiers for me. They're alive, and you know, but I'm thinking about my patient's feelings, their medical well-being, yeah, just being in the moment.
Being here now.
Yeah,
that's very
being here now.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
That's very much interesting. And you know that AllatRa TV, I told you already, it's a volunteer international TV channel, and everything is done by volunteers. And the idea is to create their TV channel full of positive and creative and constructive ideas, good example of people, and sharing good experience we have in different points of this world, and ideally to unite every human being and all the positive experience of the humanity nowadays. I would like to ask you, what is your opinion of such projects? Do you think they're important?
Very much, because media these days, they say negative sells, and we see it, and it's always been, not just now. Everybody gets more attention to the negativity. So we need to bring more positivity, and hopefully as humans we will change the way that we feel, because we're feeding to the media to give us more negativity. If we turn that off or tune off to that, then the media doesn't win. I feel the media has taken over our lives, and we are now remote controlled by them on a different level. So what you guys are doing is amazing. And I really wish you all the best, and I hope that there are people would tune in and this will spread, and the positivity, because we need a lot of positivity now more than ever, and your channel is doing that.
Then please give us a couple of ideas how we can get succeeded here. How would you say we should spread this information?
I'm going to put this video myself on my social media site. On my YouTube channel, my Instagram, my Facebook. I hope that all my followers will take the initiative to pass this on to their followers, and just start, you know, a little a day. That's all I ask, and spread the positivity, and stop watching the general news that is just bought by big companies, and yeah, and you know, and we start there.
Yeah, amazing. Then we just started this project. We found out, and we speak soul to soul with another person all of us, we share the same values, and we eager for the same happiness as everyone, and each of us has like its own experience already how to put it into practice. And if we like collect all this experience and really try to practically use all good what is already inside every human being, then our society will change tremendously.
100%. I'm there with you, and I will try to pass on this beautiful, your words and the thought, and hopefully this channel will grow to immense amounts in the future. Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you.
I really wish you all the best in this.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Dr. Leila, for
Thank
being with us
you.
today, for finding time to talk. And thank you, dear viewers of our channel, for your time. And please comment on this video, send us your ideas, and please participate in our projects as well. Thank you.
Thank you. It was a pleasure having me. Thank you so much.